Let's say you want to build a 7-figure business. Well, if you get really attached to the expectation that building a 7-figure business needs to happen in 2 years or a year or something like that, well, what happens when you don't build that business in a year? Well, then you get really beat up. You think you're a failure and you don't want to do it anymore. And you create all these negative emotions, all this stress around it, when the reality is, you maybe just didn't give yourself enough time, right? You set a mismanaged expectation of how long or how hard you would have to work to build that 7-figure business. Now, I always tell our clients, if you always focus on growing every day and you never quit, eventually you'll get there. There's no way you can fail if you always focus on growing and you never quit. Eventually you'll get there. It might just take a little bit longer than you think. It might be a little bit harder than you think. It might happen in 2 years instead of 1. It might happen in 3 years instead of 2. Whatever it might be, right? Because you just don't know how much growth you have to go through. And it's our attachment to this happening in a certain amount of time that creates a ton of frustration, creates a ton of angst when we don't hit a goal in a certain amount of time.